What's up, y'all? We're out here with the Ford tractor. Pretty much the only issue that I was told about this tractor was that the 3-point hitch arms do not operate at all. That's what I was told. You can just walk around here. Looks like we got a little toolbox here. I wonder if there's any goodness in here. Box. Oh, looks like we have a bolt of some kind. That bolt's been through quite a bit. We have a crescent wrench. That's a good find. We have, what is this? Notepad. So, okay. I'm gonna go dig up that manual and see what I can find. So, okay. Yeah, let's hop in on the thing and see what we can do. Okay, so I left my key on for quite a long time and I drained my battery. These big fat boys. Alright, it's been about an hour. And we're at 12.7 volts. Looks like it's holding pretty steady. Let's give that a shot right about there. It's dropping pretty fast though. I don't necessarily like that. I left that key on for about 2 days. So I could have hurt that battery pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Should be higher than that. It should be like 14, I feel like. I don't know. Yeah, so that really appeared to do nothing. I'm not really sure what that does. I'm gonna look online and see what I can find. Okay, so we're finding out a little bit more on this. So this is our position control lever here. This should change the movement of our 3-point hitch, this lever. And this is draft control. That basically just regulates it if you're in different types of soft soil and things like that. Here's our hydraulic systems diagram. We're looking here. 23 is our position control lever. So it's actually reverse. The one closest to us now is our position control lever. So I think we're gonna dive into this a little bit deeper and try to really address what's going on with this 3-point hitch. What I'm thinking, just by looking, I think we're gonna take this top cover off here and take a look and see what is going on beneath. Do want to get kind of a gander inside this particular section and see why this is frozen up, what is going on. We might pop this off as well. I'm thinking something is just stuck in here, and we're gonna check that out. But we also got something else going here a little bit, so let's go check that out. So Chris from Double NKH, that some of you may know, dropped this bad boy off here. I had my excavator at his house a little bit ago. Apparently we had a hydraulic leak in one of these lines, so the arm ended up falling over, which is not a big deal. We are gonna probably address that in this video as well. But yeah, he just threw it on his rollback and dropped this over here. But man, this thing is sweet. I really got to look into getting a rollback. Man, these things are just so incredibly useful, and I'm extremely jealous. So we are gonna probably, I actually considered trading this for a rollback, a bigger one, an international rollback, big boy. I was actually on the road to trade this for a rollback, and then something ended up happening with my truck. It wasn't really working too good, and I kind of just called the whole deal off. I looked at that as a bad sign and just basically called the whole deal off because of that. So, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I do like this machine. So we are going to take a look into this. We're going to see if we can maybe just get that hydraulic line fixed. There's another issue going on here where it's kind of bogging down under really any type of load. A relatively, what the heck? Is this broken, or was that like that? I don't know. No, I think that's just like that. That's the tensioner. Okay. Well, that might have been broken for a second. So yeah, we had a hydraulic leak in here. It was bound to happen. I mean, some of these hoses are pretty crusty anyway. I mean, you know, that was going to happen sooner or later. So I'm not too worried about that. But we are going to address that hydraulic line. We're going to get this thing back up and functional in a relatively semi-functional state, and then we're going to tackle the bogging down issue and see if we can't get that addressed. I really do think that it's something very simple. I was kind of thinking maybe a hydraulic restriction of some kind, but now I'm just kind of leaning towards a fuel delivery issue. So that's something we're going to look into. Maybe we'll put that all in one video here and make kind of just a smorgasbord of content. But other than that, yeah, man, this truck is freaking sick. I'm definitely jealous of it. I really do want to get a rollback. I'm not going to dive too deeply into this. I'm just kind of going to view it from the outside. One thing that he did mention to me was, let's take a look over here, that these rear tires seem to go flat after sitting for not very long. So he did mention to me if I wanted to fix this, he'll you know, throw me some money or something for it, which I'm not too worried about. But I might just address that. We'll try to see if we can figure out where the leak's coming from and fix that for him as well. Okay, so we're back on the tractor. I got my business handled with what I wanted to get done, and now we're gonna dive into this situation right here. Okay. How's it going?
Hey Jake, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good.
It's looking good so far.
Looking good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Green's laying,
Yeah, that's awesome. They looking pretty good over there?
Yeah, so far so good. So we should be getting into the good time now. You know.
Yeah, and they seem to be getting more active. I guess they're starting to warm
warmer
up
out,
out here.
and now there's pollen available. They're bringing in pollen. We got red maple starting to bloom, and then I'm hoping with the farm and all the apple trees.
Yeah, yep.
That,
Right up the street.
that should be like a feeding frenzy for nectar, which should produce some nice spring honey.
So I was reading on the manual, and it does say, be careful when taking off the cover to not mess things up, because there's springs and stuff. I think that's all of them. Think we're getting close? I don't really know what's going on right now. Whoa. Okay, we might be fucking up. What the hell? Dude, what is going on right now? Whatever the fuck is going on, it's not what the manual is saying. Like, I don't remember it saying nothing about this shit. God. Holy fuck, this thing's heavy as shit. Oh, these are slippery. Did say with a suitable hoist. And I guess that's me if you know who you're dealing with. Get this fucking thing out of here. Oh my God. Holy crap. Yeah, this is over 100. Oh my God. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, we might have messed up. I don't know where that went. We're gonna have to drain this oil. I don't know how any of this stuff works. I know that's a swash plate. Whoo! I'm just gonna look. I don't know. Oh, this is the cylinder, I guess. This was probably all completely unnecessary by a lot. And probably none of this needed to be done. But I mean, like, how? I'm just very confused right now. Basically, what I'm thinking is that, whoa, what the heck is that? That's just a bypass. There's like a little dent right there on that tube. Just notice that. Doesn't look like there's a hole. I might have did that when I was pulling the thing out. But anyway, basically what I'm thinking is that I don't really know. What I'm thinking is that I'm not seeing anything necessarily broken with this. So this thing just must not be creating any pressure, or just hydraulic fluid is not flowing the way that it is. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to try to take this part off, because this is still seized, so we need to figure out why that's seized. We'll figure that out, why that's seized, try to get that freed up. Nothing in here is obviously broken. Anything else, you know, possibly maybe those filters or something are clogged. I highly doubt that. But I think it's just not making pressure somehow. So we're just going to clean everything up, put it back in there, try to get all the O-rings sealed the right way, get that all back together. And then if it still doesn't work after that, we're going to start moving our focus up to here. And that's the hydraulic pump for the rear PTO. So for some reason, it's just not making any pressure. That's what I think. Now we could test the pressure on it. I could hook a pressure gauge up to there. There's like a relief port, pressure testing port. We'll test that and see, but it is not moving at all. And that's, I think, the next step. So all we're going to do now is we're going to clean this up, put it all back together. I don't see anything obviously wrong. We're going to take that part out. We're going to clean it, try to get that shaft freed up. And then other than that, I don't know. Let me show you guys where I'm at with this. So this is that flow control valve that we had on the side of the tractor. This is the internal shaft. I guess that's called the restrictor. I got the other shaft. I could take this out to kind of show you what's going on. But I just put that in there. So basically, I don't know if you can see. There's like 2 different types of things on here. There's like this, and there's like, you can't see in there, but like that. So 2 different shafts go in here. This is basically a restrictor. Both of these were completely seized inside of here. This is where that knob was that we couldn't turn. I ground down a little bit of this edge because this was kind of like mushroomed out, so I couldn't get it through the hole. But yeah, this was both completely seized. On this, I don't know if you can see, this was like broken and bent in there. And this piece really isn't so complex. All this really looks like it does is it controls the amount of flow. If I can kind of maybe get a better view in there, I don't know. Hard to see. There's a port coming up. This kind of just controls the flow of how much oil is allowed to get in through that spot, going like that. Now I was basically completely stuck in there. I noticed broken things. I noticed stuckness. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Now I got that out. We freed her up. It's a little tight, but let me see. We got that shaft relatively free. We are now going to reinstall this shaft. I ground it down around the edge. I don't think this really plays a big part in anything. I just put this on the grinder, ground that down. It's still like real tight around here, so I'm just running a file across here because I just want this to free, and I don't think this needs to seal very well. The only thing that really needs to seal is this one that has an O-ring on the bottom of that shaft, and that looked fine. So this doesn't have to seal anything crazy. We just need this to be able to spin very free and with no restriction. So there is quite a significant amount of restriction. So I'm running a file around this edge. I think this whole entire shaft is bent, and it feels like a lot of the restriction is coming from this area here towards the bottom. So okay, there we go. Oh, fuck. Okay, not like that. Stand on this side. Alright, here we go. Look at that. That thing is way too freaking heavy. Oh. Oh my God. Fuck, I'm gonna drop it. Oh, thank God I didn't drop it. Oh my God. Oh, what the hell? Whew. I think we got the hardest part done. I don't even know how you would go about doing that. It's gotta go like this and then like that. I wish I could weigh this. It's over 150 pounds. Oh yeah. That steering wheel saved me from dropping that. I almost dropped that. In fact, I did drop it, but it was caught up on the steering wheel and it didn't fall. Okay. It's gotta like lift up, get tilted this way, go in, and then it'll slide right in. Should slide right in. And there's oil everywhere. It's so slippery. I couldn't imagine that that would be the case. No way to make that happen. Unless I bent that tube. Oh. It's hitting stuff down in there. It's definitely hitting right here, but it ain't. I don't know why you ain't going in there. Like, what the heck, man? Well, it's hitting on there. That's almost good. That's basically good right there. It's just hitting on that tube. And on that. don't think it's hitting on the tube. I think it's only hitting right here. So it's just got to come forward. There we go. It's on. Alright, I mean, I got this all bolted back together. Cover's on. That upper valve body is on. That's neutral safety, I guess, bypass. I don't think the alternator is working in here because the battery dies. And it doesn't charge while it's running, so. Just trying to think, is there anything else that needs to take place? I'm gonna strain this used motor oil that I took out of here, the gear oil or whatever, hydraulic fluid. I'm just gonna strain it and reuse it. I'm gonna run it through a pillowcase. But don't think I spilled a drop. Alright, we got it filled up. Just one quick little check, see if I'm forgetting something. I don't think we are. I think we're good. I guess, let's give it a shot. Smoking a bit, I don't know. So far, nothing. Okay, so far, absolutely nothing. That didn't do squat. So, I did get that freed up, but that did not solve the problem. It didn't even touch the problem, the main problem. So, really the issue is that we're just not creating any type of pressure, and there's something wrong with the pump. So that's going to be a whole separate thing here. We're gonna loosen this. This is our pressure side of the hydraulic pump. So let's loosen this fitting and then turn the tractor on and see if even anything's coming out of here. Should have some serious pressure coming out of here if this thing is working. If nothing comes out of here, then I just know it's the pump. And we'll have to, I don't know, figure out some other kind of solution. Alright, that's off. Now if we turn this pump on and nothing comes out of there, then we just know it's the pump. So let's turn this freaking tractor back on, because that should be squirting out of there like nobody's business. Pump's bad. Pump ain't pumping. So, okay. I need a longer extension. Alright, well you missed it, but I pulled really hard on it and it came off. Creating some type of pressure. I just think it's my finger. Fuck. Oh my god. Annoying. Okay, there's tons of little tiny parts in here. Then they're bound to just go everywhere. Okay, so this just isn't broken. This can't break. Okay. That literally just can't break. See, I'm having a problem getting this off. It's just, it ain't coming out. Alright, so the pump is bad. Hold on. The pump is bad. There's just absolutely no doubt in my mind. I'm just looking in here. I'm trying to see. I don't know. There's no diagrams in the thing. One thing that I'm realizing, there's these balls. This one doesn't have a ball. And this one doesn't have a ball. I don't know if they're supposed to. They got holes for balls, but there ain't no balls in there. Let's figure. I'm gonna try to figure out if that. Maybe that's it. Okay, I think I just discovered something crazy. Okay, this is the rebuild kit for this. Oh my god, I keep getting oil on the. Let me just restart that. Okay, so I think I just found something crazy. I think I just discovered something crazy. This is the rebuild kit for this. Right here, these are your inlet and outlet valve balls. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We should have 12 balls. In this, you can see the inlet balls are here, right there, right there. There's 6 that go around the outside, and there's 6 that go around the inside. And we got a ball in each one of these holes, except for here and here. So we're missing 2 balls. There's no balls in there. If you look at these, you stick that, they push down, they're on springs, they push nice and good, they come right back. There's nothing here. That just goes all the way through. That, I guarantee you, is a major problem. And we may be onto something. I need to take this apart farther. I can't get this housing apart. It says it should just slide off, but it just ain't. So I'm gonna try to get this apart and we'll see what happens. Invert the pump in the vise. I got oil all over my screen. I just don't know if you can see. And at this point, I'm starting not to care. But anyway, invert the pump in the vise and remove the 6 bolts retaining the cover assembly to the pump's body. That's these 6 bolts here. We got them out. Okay. Separate the cover assembly from the body, taking care not to bend or damage the inlet valve springs. So it should just separate. This is not coming apart. This thing is stuck. This should just come apart. But it's stuck. So what the heck? I'm telling you what, something just doesn't seem right. There's nothing holding this. Feels like there's something in the middle, like a screw or something just holding that. This should just easily pull apart. But I'm telling you, this is, unless the manual is wrong, this is literally what it says. Let me read this word for word. This is disassembly of the pump. Mark the housing body cover to facilitate correct reassembly. Mount the pump in a soft-jawed vise with the drive gear facing upwards. The drive gear is right here. I already got that off. Remove the 4 bolts securing the drive gear housing to the pump body, progressively relieving piston spring pressure and relieve the housing clear. Discard the O-ring. Did that. Remove the thrust bearing wobble plate. That's over there. Remove the pistons and springs from the cylinder within the pump body. Here they are right here. Invert the pump in the vise and remove the 6 bolts retaining the cover assembly to the pump body. That's these 6 bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Separate the cover assembly from the body, taking care not to bend or damage the inlet valve springs. Okay? It says nothing. Now here's the drawing. Here's those 6 bolts. It feels like there's a screw right here. And there is a screw right there. That is the valve plate retaining screw. This is the cover assembly. The valve plate is under there. It shouldn't be connected to this. Here's the parts breakdown. Here's the cover. Here's that number 6 retaining screw. Inside here is this whole thing. cover valve plate. It's a valve plate retaining screw. This is the valve plate. This is the cover and pin assembly. So for some reason, the cover and pin assembly is freaking broken. What? Got it. And the way that I did it, I wish I would have got that on camera. I just drove this wedge through there with a hammer. Okay. I'm looking, let's see. Springs. Looking good. Alright, yeah, we're obviously missing 2 ball valves right there. Man, how much more obvious could that be? We're gonna need a new gasket. We're gonna just have to buy the rebuild kit. It's got the cages. There's no fucking balls in there. What the hell? How is that possible? I mean, honestly, if you can see, it's no wonder this pump doesn't work. Look at this. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? You're missing 2. These, you need these. When this is pumping, all the pressure, when it goes around, it pumps to here, and then it goes, it's pump to here, flow around, pump to here, flow around, pump to here, flow around, pump, oh, it loses all its pressure. Pump to here, flow around, oh, it loses all its pressure. Pump to here, flow around, pump to here, flow around, pump to here, oh, it loses all its pressure. Like, are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure we figured out the problem now. These are all good. I literally don't know why it was so freaking stuck. Don't know why it was so stuck. That was weird. Stuck on that gasket. The gasket's ruined. I need a new gasket. I can't reuse this. So we buy the $30 Amazon rebuild kit. That's it. Alright guys, I'm pretty confident we figured out what the issue is. This pump is missing 2 ball valves. Right here. And right there. Literally makes 0 sense how they could just be missing like that. That is ridiculous. I just bought the rebuild kit from Amazon. It was like 25 bucks. It's gonna be here next Saturday, so that's in a week from now, or about 8 or 9 days from now. So until then, there's really nothing I can do. We're kind of just locked up on this tractor. I'm really not upset. Like, I shouldn't say I'm upset. I'm really not. You know, I'm pretty glad that I actually dove into this and tackled all these issues and really got a deeper understanding of how all these systems and functions work. To me, it's crazy that there's just 2 missing ball valves. I do have a little bit of a question of where they could have gone. My hunch is that this was taken apart before And whoever put this back together either forgot or dropped them. Maybe they fell out and he didn't realize, and he put it back together and it didn't work. Something along those lines. That's my hunch. I just could not imagine where they would have gone, but that has got to be the reason why this pump does not work. Everything else looks good, and I'm not going to touch it or replace it. All I'm going to do is take that screw out, put the new ball valves in there, replace this gasket, put this all back together, put it in the tractor, and then cross my fingers and pray that this thing works. So, other than that, the tractor's off the list for now until next Saturday. There's nothing I can do. I can't. You're not going to find a 1979 Ford hydraulic rebuild pump. It's surprising that they even have that on Amazon. But you ain't going to find anything like that local. You're never going to find these gaskets. So that's all we can do. We have to wait till Saturday. I wish I could get it now. I wish I could get it sooner. I really want to wrap this project up. I don't want to leave this video till next Saturday, but I'm not going to release it. At the end of this video, we're going to have this tractor running and functioning. So until then, I'll see you next week. All right, it's a few days later and my rebuild kit came in. It was supposed to come on Saturday, but today is Wednesday. And if you look right there, we got it in. So you know what, let's take this, let's slap this thing in the hydraulic pump, let's get this thing running, let's hope to God this thing works, and let's just go from there. Gonna do a little quick rundown of what we got inside. We got a gasket, good. We got another gasket, good. We got some O-rings, good. We got some of these. Got some of these. I don't know what that is, but we got some of these. And now I'm a little bit scared. I don't know. These look a little bit different than the ones that are in mine, but hopefully they're the right ones. Cages. And another gasket. Let's get the rebuild, let's get the pump out here, and let's put this all together and see what happens. All the parts just thrown into this bucket here. This is the good side. Hopefully I can remember how this all went together. Oh! Yeah, I messed up bad, guys. This is why you don't just throw things in a bucket. I just bent this spring. That was a very important thing they said don't do. That might be all right. Well, I haven't taken apart this since I got it. That spring is going to be okay, but guess what? The ball, it actually is in there. But just gently get these out of here. The spring is what's missing. We might not have the pieces to fix this. I need a little collection plate to put this stuff into. As I was saying, it looked like the balls were in there, but there's no springs. And that might be a big problem. I don't remember if springs came in that rebuild kit. I feel like they should, though. What the heck, dude? We're missing something crazy. I might have to just really clean this out thoroughly, because look at this. We're missing like multiple stuff. Yeah, we're missing a lot actually. Okay, it does come with springs. Comes with cages. What I'm not seeing though is whatever this thing in the middle is. This spring is all bent up. Whoa, what the heck? There's multiple springs in this one. Look at that. Oh my God. Well, here's the other spring. It's the good spring. There's another spring in here. There's our missing spring. I hope this didn't break crazy. And I think guys, we might not be looking too good here. I don't know if you can see. I didn't take this apart yet. This is my first time taking it apart. But there should be these little pegs in there. One of the springs broke and moved its way over to this hole. And then I just could only imagine that there's supposed to be a peg in each one of these holes. But we're missing two. We'll get that. Been bad. Worse than I thought. There's supposed to be like a little plunger thing in there. It looks like two of them broke off. Ooh. I don't know what we do about that. Yeah, this is a big problem. This just isn't gonna work without those. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're about to get a little crazy on this. What I'm thinking is that we drill through this. We drill in right through there. We tap it. We thread a bolt same diameter right through there. Put it in there. And then we weld up the back. This is cast, so this ain't gonna weld very good, but I think I can get it plugged up enough to work. I think that might be our option right here. That's it.
Well, they're looking very good.
Well, it ain't exactly perfect, but I think it's good enough. I hope this is centered enough. That's the only thing that I think could be bad. And we got these holes drilled and tapped. Got some of these long bolts, they thread right in there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna thread that in there, get it right to the same height. We're gonna cut this and we're gonna weld it. Little piece of metal here as a gauge to see how far deep we gotta go. I think I should countersink these holes to give it a little bit more surface area to weld to. Just gotta weld that up. Probably good enough. Ground it down a little far, but you know what? Here, we got that sealed nice and tight. What do they say? A little grinder and paint? Like the welder I ain't? I think that's gonna work. Messed this one up slightly. It's not perfectly centered. And then this one's better. But I think that's gonna work. I don't think that that's gonna affect us too much because, again, all these pins do is prevent that ball from going down past a certain depth. So, more so than centered, the more important thing is height. And I think I got the height pretty good. So, we're gonna let this cool down here. It's still very hot. And then we're gonna reassemble this pump and we're gonna throw it back on the tractor and we're gonna hope this thing works. All right, here we go. We're fucking bolting the puppy in here, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep my voice loud so I don't get community guidelined or whatever they call it with the old damn music on this now, you know what I'm saying? But we're bolting her up. I'm gonna let you get to it. I'm gonna let me get to it and then I'll let y'all know how it goes when I'm done. Okay, we're back. We're here. We got the hydraulic pump bolted up to the engine. It's basically ready to go. We don't have the outlet tube connected. I'm gonna turn the tractor on and we're gonna see. We should have some squirting out of this hole like gosh darn no one's business if this thing is working correctly. So cross your fingers and pray. Getting nothing. Well, I hate to break it to you, but all that work that we did, it did absolutely nothing. And we didn't change a gosh darn thing on this MRFer. and I'm very discouraged, and I'm very upset, and I can't take it anymore, and I don't know what to do. I put my finger over the hole, felt like there was no change. I'm upset, I'm sad, I'm about to go lay down and take a nap. This is horrible. Horrible, horrible. I think we figured out the freaking problem. Right here. I just got flow out of there. And what I'm pretty sure it's doing now, I literally did everything. What I think the problem is that it's leaking around that O-ring right there from the feed tube. I took the pump back off. It wasn't working. I was like, what the heck? I took the whole thing back out again. I was like, what the heck? I was like, is the pump leaking? I couldn't figure it out. I put compressed air down the fill hole, got oil flowing into the pump, and it was shooting out with high pressure. And I was like, okay, the pump's good, the pump's good. I took the compressed air off, it still leaked down. Then I was like, well, it's just gotta be leaking right here. And I put grease all around that O-ring. You still see some of it there. Packed that whole thing with grease, and then it started working. So it's leaking around the O-ring. We're gonna fill that thing up with grease and then put some gasket maker on top of it, and we're gonna run it. Truth right now. I got the outlet tube back on there. Let's turn this thing on. What the heck? Problems going on with this 3-point hitch. It's insane. The pump was broken, the O-ring was broken, the tube is bent, and now there's something else, because I know I'm getting flow. I don't know if the pressure's good or not, but I know I'm getting flow into the hydraulic pump. I just put a shite ton of compressed air down the hole. It's backing up through the intake hose and leaking around the O-ring. So it must be going through the pump when the outlet tube is off. Seems like it's flowing pretty good. I don't know what the pressure is. So it's going through there, but we're still having absolutely no action at the 3-point hitch. So now there's a problem somewhere back here. Guys, I'm losing it. I'm about 2 seconds away from just calling this and saying I can't fix it. But man, it's driving me crazy. I don't know. I just don't know. Something else is broken in here. Either the pump cannot be broken, okay? The pump has got to be working. Can't imagine it's that worn. Nothing in there looks that bad. Okay, I took the thing apart like 3-4 times. Okay? It was broken, but I fixed it. It ain't broken now. We have flow to it. When we put compressed air down there, we got flow to it. After it's leaving the outlet tube, it's just not going to the cylinder. It's driving me crazy. Coming out the outlet, and then it's going. I'm being driven insane. I got the top cover back off, and over here, I think I might have found an issue why this thing ain't working. So this is the linkage here. This is that draft control. This is a pretty stupid. This is the linkage. That's not connected to anything. This is the valve right here. This with one hand. That's the valve. It needs to go. That's the linkage for this. That's not connected to anything. This has got to be on this side. When I had this all apart, I didn't realize what I was doing and I messed this up. So that linkage just wasn't connected to anything. I think that that's got to be a huge reason why this wasn't working. I'm going to take that back apart, put that on the right side, and we're going to look from there. You're never going to believe it. Moving kind of slow, but guess what? It's working. That's it, tractor's fixed. Tractor's fixed. That was incredibly crazy difficult, really just because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. But I mean, I don't know how to rate that job. That was particularly challenging, let's put it that way. Tractor is fixed, it is working. I'm gonna put it to the test here in just a minute, but that is working. It is working now. So that's it. Hydraulic pump, rebuilt that, did it good. That's working. Minor mistake with the linkage, threw me for a loop. And yeah, so basically, I mean, I haven't put this quite to the test yet, so I'm not gonna say it's definitely fixed. I mean, it's working. I got it working, and I'm pretty much getting ready to say it's fixed. Like, I feel almost pretty much confident with this. So that's pretty much fixing this tractor, the 3-point hitch, for absolutely no money, which is good, which was my goal. That was my goal the whole time, was to spend absolutely no money, except for that rebuild kit that was $25. I bought that, but technically I really didn't even need that. But other than that, it's working, it's good, it's ready to go. All I'm gonna do now, I'm putting everything back together and putting the seat on. I'm hooking that box up to the arms. We're gonna attempt to lift that thing and set it on the ground, and then we're gonna do a little side job with this tractor here. We're gonna see what it really has got. Hopefully we don't break it doing that, and then yeah, we're gonna figure out what we want to do with it from there forward. So I'm gonna put all this together. You guys don't need to see that. I'm just putting the seat on, blah blah blah, and then we're gonna do some other stuff with it. All right guys, that's it. Tractor's fixed. As you can see, the 3-point hitch arms are up. They move, they're solidly up, they ain't going down. They move up, they move down. Yeah, tractor's fixed. So at the end of the day, basically what it was a broken hydraulic pump. That was definitely broken, and then that was really it. I guess a seized restrictor valve as well, that was seized. Though I don't know if that really had anything to do with the fact that the arms weren't moving or not. I don't think that really contributed to the cause. Mainly broken hydraulic pump, and then the whole top cover not working thing, that was just me messing it up as I pulled it out. That was just, I had the linkage wrong. Other than that, tractor's good. It's working, it's running. I'm gonna do some jobs with it. I'm gonna put that in a different video. This video is kind of just getting the tractor to, I mean, it was in a usable state. Could have used it, but wasn't totally functional without the 3-point hitch working. But now that this is working, everything else on this tractor does work. Yeah, this tractor is basically 100% functional as far as I know. We'll just have to keep our eyes on everything and make sure that yeah, we'll just have to keep our eyes on everything and make sure that it's working good. Other than that, I'm calling it. It's good. We got a little bit of a leak here. That's all right though. That can be fixed up. But other than that, tractor's totally good. It's working, it's functional, hydraulic pump works. Yeah, no much more to say about it other than, yeah, I guess I'll put that in another video. I got some jobs I got to do. Basically, I got to move this entire pile of wood chips with it. As you can see right here, giant pile of wood chips. This will be in another video coming up. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I can really think to say on this right now. But this was definitely a head scratcher. Threw me for a couple loops. Was kind of at the end of my wits, and a lot of it is because I really just don't have the right tools or the right location or the right setup to really be totally working on things like this. Though I do want to move into that direction and hopefully get to a place like that soon. And that would make everything so much easier. I mean, just lifting that top plate off of there is just basically right at the limit of what I'm capable of doing by myself. Other than that, we're basically gonna do some jobs with this, clean it up, and then I don't know if I'm gonna hold on to it or if I'm gonna sell it. It's a good working machine. I mean, you could definitely get a lot of use out of this. There's absolutely no doubt about that. There's not really anything quote unquote wrong with it. I mean, obviously it could be gone through. You know, there's certain things, if you know, it's not a fully restored museum piece by any means, but definitely a functional working tractor with lots of potential uses and a lot of life left in it too. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Definitely feeling accomplished that I got that figured out and fixed. And yeah, I think that's where we're gonna call that video, guys. And that's just, you know, that's just what it is. I don't know, hopefully this helps somebody else out if they're going through these struggles, or if they got a tractor like this and they're trying to figure out why it's not working, the 3-point hitch at least. You know, that's what it is. Hopefully I don't have to do any other work to this. I mean, I will. Hopefully it'll make good content for you, but I don't want to have to dive into this any deeper or do anything, especially up here. Obviously, if you look back at my old videos, I had a tractor almost very similar to this. I think it was like a 445 or something like that. Did an engine swap on that. That was not that bad, honestly. I mean, if we had to, we could. I mean, we don't want to, though. Not at all. We definitely do not want to. But I think this engine has a lot of life left, so I don't think we're going to have to. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Let's stay tuned for the next video. We got some other things planned up. We got some other equipment we got to work on. This is definitely on the list of things that need to be worked on next. This bad boy has got to get fixed. We're basically going to jump right on that. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll keep it going from there. I don't know.